I've been away for about a month, and already the plants are trying to take over again. The next big job is getting the crossbeams back in. The beams themselves are pretty sound. There's a few bits that have some rot around this bottom pad pit, but I'm going to take that off and change how it works anyway. However, the beam troughs, wherever a bolt went through, there was a bit of rot around that. Having a look at the crossbeam bolt holes, this is one of the worst ones. I can feel that there's a bunch of the inner bulkhead that's missing in there. This one's just had the bolt hole damaged, but the wood is it's a bit soft. The size of the bolts are 20mm of galvanized steel, but the bolt holes only go through 2 layers of 12mm plywood. So obviously the bolt is going to be massively stronger than plywood. If the worst was to happen, it would just rip a hole in the plywood. A commenter on YouTube actually told me that he removed all the bolts and put blocks in instead to hold the beams in place. And I was actually thinking of doing exactly the same thing, because bolts are a problem, and the later warrants had block system and no bolts anyway. The forward side of the third beam went so far through, I might as well have removed it from the inside. This is the aft side of the second beam on the porthole. Not particularly scary in there, definitely easy to replace from the inside. Late main beams, they each have 2 ends and then the holes on either side, so there's 16 pieces to replace. So that adds up to a pretty big job. I've ground out the wood and I've cut new pieces to go on all of those that are easily accessible. Today's task will be grinding them so they fit the scarf. I'm currently grinding the replacement pieces to fill the wood that was rotten around the bolt holes. This is my setup. Positive slow intake outside, mask on, measure it, draw it, freehand with the pencil, then grind away. It'll take me about 20 minutes per piece. For the end throughs, there's no way to access the hole from the inside, so I'm going to grind it out from this side, and then I'm just going to fill it full of fiberglass. Just pull apart, chop, and smush it in there. So I've carved these out, and I've wedged blocks of wood there with bags, plastic bags, so the glue doesn't stick. Now I'm going to drill a screw hole, then I'll be able to take it out, apply glue, and then reposition it in the same spot. This step would be a little bit faster with 2 drills. these need to be replaced. So making new ones out of this piece of demolition carry. The cross beams are lashed on the outside, and these blocks of wood provide the backing that it propels against. Unfortunately, I couldn't simply clamp the bit pieces on, so I had to come up with something different. I can't exactly clamp it on the ordinary way, so I'm going to ratchet strap it round the hull. The inside tie points have failed in a different way. On these I needed to replace the wooden blocks at the bottom. There's also a plywood piece on the outside that stops the lashing slipping off. Transferring the shape from one of the ones that I don't need to replace. Rounding the edges so that rods don't shake. Transfer the whole pattern using a rubbing. Now drill. First with a narrow drill bit that the screw can grip. That goes into the hull. Then drill through the block with a thicker drill bit that will the screw can go through, so it compresses the block onto the boat. But first dry fit everything. The tie points are all now dry fit. These screws will stay in the joint and form part of the strength, so it doesn't matter if the glue fills the heads, because we want it to be a smooth surface so that we can paint it.